Greetings, my fellow travelers. I haven't spoken to you in a while. It's been about a month, and there have been so many categories of things happening in my life, and reconsidering, renegotiating all kinds of traversing the planes of 3D from a 5D perspective. So maybe you can relate. It's the big changeover between our old thinking, our old habits, and our new way of thinking that incorporates quantum physics and creating our own reality and bringing a higher perspective into everything we do, no matter how small or mundane. So today I'm considering talking about the 3D, 5D. What does that mean? And my guides have been using the phrase, the mind climb. This time is a mind climb. So they show me like ropes coming out of a cavern, and we're climbing up the rope to reach our new perspective and potential and find infinite possibilities that we didn't know were there before. So what does this mean when we all talk about 3D, 5D? Well, 3D is about the material world. What's we can see, what we can touch, what we can taste. Even though air, we just feel it, we just assume that it's happening and that it's a thing that helps us breathe. But from 5D, there's a much bigger perspective of this breathing apparatus that we have, how we traverse energy through our body, through our mind, through our emotions with this thing we call air, let's say. And so we use this vessel that we have in order to grow, go through changes, experience things, and allow the body to evolve at the same time. Our mind is evolving, our emotions are evolving, and our perspective is evolving. So how do we get from this sort of mundane ant's view of the world into a little more of the eagle eye view of the world? Well, I find that there's a chasm between doubt and trust. That's another thing my guides gave me. There's a chasm that includes doubt and trust. So on one side, you doubt that what is or could be, or what you sense, this higher world, is not. I can't see it, I can't touch it, so I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just crazy, maybe I'm just making stuff up. And then on the other side is the trust of the inklings, the intuition, the feelings that go, well, maybe it could be, and why don't we try something new? And maybe we don't have to worry about that, and maybe we can get out of some of these feelings that have been bogging us down for quite some time about our past habits and move forward into something that is more all-encompassing. So I hope these words are making sense. I'm sure many people obviously try to explain this, but I'm going to try to. So the mind climb is getting out of that doubt, out of this habit that we have of telling ourselves we can't do it, it's not good enough. What makes you think that you can be happy in love or in life or anything where we beat ourselves up? It's too hard, you're too weak, you're always going to be like this, it's never been any different. These kinds of thoughts are habits, and they're nothing more than habits. So there's a different perspective where we can find more lofty thoughts. And this takes exploration. It takes just allowing your mind to go in a place where it hasn't gone before. phrase considering infinite potentials. When we're always trying to work on our emotions and quell our emotions or figure out why we're having these emotions, it's hard to consider infinite potentials. And that's where the 5D lives, is in the infinite potentials. So let me see if I can give you an example. Well, for instance, I'm in the process of buying a house that I happen to look at all the time. It's right next door to where we live here in Jim Thorpe. So it's not mine, but I can touch it. It's in the process of becoming mine, but it hasn't come yet. And this whole process has taught me a lot about my own fears of security, what the world has told us about what you're supposed to do with your money, how to plan and balance things. So that's all habits that I got from my parents, which is usually where it comes from, right? The way we think about the world comes from what we were taught, hence a habit. But there's this other possibility of, oh wow, this is going to be mine. And if it is going to be mine, if it's meant to be mine, it will be mine. And there's a certain trust that comes with that when you really believe that. And so if for some reason it doesn't become yours, you can know and trust that it wasn't meant for you. But if it is meant for you, then nothing can rip it asunder, as they say. So this is the feeling the potential, knowing and trusting that it's there, and moving about your day with this confidence that what is not yet can be. So there's a little infinite potential for you. So whatever's happening in your life right now, we have Cancer. It's Cancer season. So this is about the home, how we feel, our emotions, feeling security, feeling comfort, and anything that is not in alignment with the way that, I don't know if it's my hair or bugs, anything that is not in alignment with our highest potential is going to balk at us a little bit. It's going to get loud, more than a little bit. It's going to be something that is hard to ignore. And so to trust that that's something that's coming up for us to be able to quell and heal and allow to disperse. We don't need to think about things that way anymore. We're now ready for something different. We're now ready to see what is the potential that can come our way. So after a month off, I've thought a lot about how I do these videos, how long, how many, should I split them up? And I think I'm gonna do side videos for the cards if I do the cards. I don't use the cards in my readings very much these days. It's more about astrology and my psychic intuition, along with the spirit therapy that is psychology based on how to get your mind to work for you, and you can work through it in order to get to a place where you're not operating from old habits and you're starting to move forward into infinite potentials. So, so I'm going to leave the cards alone for a little while and just talk to you about what is going on from my perspective, from my guides, and what I hear with clients and friends, and give you a pulse of what we're going through right now. So, infinite potentials, mind climb, getting out of old thought habits and into some new ones through the heart center, since we're in Cancer season, through the heart center. What feels right to me, even if it feels new or scary or different, to begin to touch on that, tap that, get into that, because that's where we're going. And I can guarantee you that that is a far more luscious, abundant, naturally grateful, joyful place to live from the 5D instead of the 3D habits. So please let me know how you're going, how it's going out there. And I want to run a special for every month for your birthday so that you can have a nice birthday reading with me, whatever you want to do, astrology, psychic, or just talk through some of the things that are happening with you so that you can make great choices and begin to live this new life in a way you've never done before. All right, thanks for listening. I'm Nicole, spirit therapist, and love yourself so you can love the world.